Today marks the last day of the JobRaising Challenge, an initiative by the Huffington Post and other organizations to change the conversation about jobs in America and raise money towards that effort. So far, nearly $1 million have been raised, and 75 nonprofits have submitted ideas on how to end the job crisis in America. So for people who don't know about the challenge, just break it down very quickly.
Sure, absolutely. It's an initiative with the Huffington Post, Skoll Foundation, and CrowdRise to help job-related nonprofits gain resources and gain attention. So we had 217 nonprofits from 31 states and 110 cities apply. Wow. And we narrowed that down to 74, and from inauguration day to today, they're able to raise money on CrowdRise for $250,000 in incentive money. We've seen an unbelievable response, over 3,500 donations, and we're nearing $1 million raised online just alone.
What's it going to take to get you over that $1 million bump?
Hopefully the people out there watching HuffPost Live can get us over the bump, but we're really excited. It closes at midnight tonight. We expect hopefully a rush of donations at the very end. It's pretty close to the top right now. Venture for America is leading. Okay. They're like a Teach for America for startups. And so we hope that continues all the way towards the end.
Do you have some favorite stories? I mean, I know you have been working on this very closely. Any favorite stories coming out of this?
Absolutely. So ironically, there's this one organization called Upwardly Global, and they're telling us the story of a woman named Arianna who had a fantastic education in Romania. And what Upwardly Global does, it takes immigrants who have great educations overseas, and when they come to America, helps them orient to a job of equivalent stature. And what they did is worked with Arianna, got her a job, and now during the JobRaising Challenge, she's one of their big fundraisers. And so to see that, we had another example. Ian Nixon of Outside the Box is another individual who said he's willing to do anything to get donations for his organization.
Anything?
He's cleaning garages, he's doing everything, and he's telling us these exciting stories. So we're so great to see how that works out.
Why the focus on nonprofits?
I think what we see is that there are many for-profit solutions, there's no doubt about that. But for us, we really feel like there was a lack of attention, that the nonprofit sector can really help, that there are 3 or 4 million vacant jobs out there, that there are people who are really willing to learn skills, tangible skills to get a job. And we realized that there was no kind of initiative out there that really paid attention to these nonprofits and really allowed them to gain the prominence they needed to get the resources they deserved. And so the Skoll Foundation really wanted to zero in on these nonprofits, and CrowdRise, our crowdfunding platform, specializes in nonprofits. So we thought that was a really great synergy there.
Right, so often the emphasis focuses on actually just creating those jobs rather than creating the skill sets necessary to actually attain some of those jobs.
Absolutely, and Career Gear, which is another one of our big nonprofits in the challenge, one of their big things is just getting suits for men to have an interview, because so many of these people, when they apply for a job and they approach the place and go in for an interview, they don't have the right attire. It might cut them out immediately. So these really basic things, we can talk all day about policies and payroll taxes, et cetera, but if you don't look presentable, it can really hurt your chances of getting a job.
Yeah, now clearly everyone is in this for the money. It's all about the Benjamins, which I can appreciate, but there have been some non-monetary benefits as well.
Exactly. What we thought was, what is Huffington Post's greatest value add to this? Yes, we can help people get money, but really our media platform, 50 million unique visitors a month, is really what sets us apart. So we had a number of different incentives based on the Kickstarter model of, if you raise over $5,000, we'll tweet about you through HuffPost Maine. If you raise $25,000, there'll be other incentives. $40,000, you'll get a chance to have a front page blog on HuffPost. And we really saw that people responded to that because it was, we would have to pay so much money to get this kind of exposure. So if we're already raising money and we have these incentives, what a great way to kind of combine these two things.
Having been retweeted by the main Huffington Post Twitter account, I can tell you that it actually has shocking reach. Now, I want to ask you, there have been many challenges along the way. What are those?
So we really tried to make it fun. Really tried to make short-term ways to kind of generate as much money as possible. So we've had everything from donate money now, and you might win a Dell laptop, to the organization with the most unique donors in a certain period of time gets $5,000. And we actually have one today that the organization that raised the most from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. gets a shout out on HuffPost Live. So I'd like to give a shout out to Kathy Swigan at Bose & Ruth. They're a Richmond-based nonprofit that helps renovate storefronts. They also have these things called Life Labs. that are social enterprises to help train people in jobs. They raised over $1,000 today in a small period of time, and they get their shout out. So.
What do you say to the people who look at an effort like this and say, that's very cute, Daniel, that you're trying to dabble in the world of jobs, but this is small potatoes given the size and scope of our challenges?
It's a great question, and I get it a lot. And we really see this as, we can use this microcosm of our job raising challenge at HuffPost as a metaphor for what we can do as a people, even without the government. So some person donating $5, $10 in our challenge, which happens all the time, that alone, is that going to move the needle overall in this challenge? No. But we've seen 80% of our donations under $100, and we've raised over $1 million. So if we can do that in our example, and other corporations, media organizations, whatever, follow suit, hundreds follow suit, that's hundreds of millions of dollars, and that definitely moves the needle.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me, if someone, we have a large viewership here,
yeah.
If someone is watching and they want to learn more, they want to become involved, how can they do that?
They can go to JobRaising.com. They can read all about the different nonprofits. They all have videos that tell their stories in an extremely compelling way. They can share that website with their friends as much as they can. And then also on the HuffPost homepage, we have testimonials and really compelling blogs from people who have benefited from these organizations that I think really move people at a deep level.